No further, abomination!
Okay, it's cool. Morbius is with us now.
With us?
You would bring a vampire into the Abbey?
Well, he's not a vampire. Not exactly.
If he was, he'd be dust.
He became this way because of an experiment gone wrong, not a bite from a vamp. He's his own master, right, Doc?
If I may, there are few judges of character better than Spider-Man.
Back me up here, Blade.
As much as I hate to admit it, we could probably use his help. This once.
Hunter, was it? Thank you for not making a bigger deal about my arrival. I know my presence unnerves many.
You surprised me earlier, and I do not like surprises. But any friend of Peter is a friend of mine.
I am relieved to hear it. You have a wonderful home and a great many resources. I look forward to making use of them.
How do you think you will help?
I am the world's foremost authority on vampire physiology. Blade knows a great deal about vampire rituals, habits, and social order, but he doesn't understand their biology.
Why should that matter?
In a sense, you could say Blade can take a vampire apart, but he can't put one back together.
I do not want to put vampires back together.
Oh, of course not. Let me put it like this. If you understand the structure of an organism, you'll know its weak points, where to push so it falls apart. This is what I offer you.
Then let me officially welcome you to the Midnight Suns.
You will not regret this. Now, can you show me where we keep the prisoners? I would like to feast.
What?
Only kidding. I think you'll be happy to know that I've actually already started researching vampire biology.
That sounds like good news.
Unfortunately, I also have bad news. I've been tinkering with a prototype gamma serum that suppresses the effects of sunlight on vampiric membranes. The vampires have taken that from me.
Then we must take it back.
That is why I'm here. And I would love to get back to that research. Unless you have further need of me.
I want to know a little more about you first.
Naturally. I am an open book.
I have heard you called a living vampire. What does that mean?
It means that unlike most vampires, I have a pulse.
How is this possible?
Most vampires are tied to the supernatural realm. They are undead creatures. My gifts are a boon of science. I am wholly unique in that way. Quite literally a freak of nature.
Who were you before you became a vampire?
I was born with a rare, degenerative blood condition. My disease would have proven fatal if I had not taken matters into my own hands and experimented on my body using vampire bat DNA. I cured myself, but there were side effects.
You seem to know Blade and Spider-Man well. What is your impression of them?
When I first became the living vampire, I struggled with my baser instincts. It took me a while to maintain control over my appetite. Spider-Man and Blade were the first two heroes I encountered, and they protected many innocent people from my wrath.
You mean they fought you?
Yes. But I am grateful, because they encouraged me to become a better man. Though I wish Blade's approach hadn't been nearly so ferocious.
I would like to know more about your capabilities.
Like a traditional vampire, I possess enhanced strength, speed, and acute senses. An accelerated healing factor allows me to bounce back from otherwise mortal injuries. And while I cannot fly in the traditional sense, I have the psionic ability to glide over great distances.
Do you share other vampiric weaknesses?
One of the advantages of being a living vampire is that I do not have those Achilles heels. I could drink holy water all day, and a silver bullet stings like a lead one. One slight exception is daylight. I do not burn under the sun, but my eyes are sensitive to the light, and my powers are somewhat dampened during the daytime.
Do you have to consume blood like any other vampire?
Regrettably, not only do I need to consume human blood, I crave it. But you do not need to worry. I keep my cravings in check these days, and only feed on those who prey on others.
Never mind. I will let you settle in.
Happy to talk anytime.
You look like you are on the hunt.
It's that scent again. Almost feels familiar somehow. I was hoping you and Charlie might give it another go. You down?
Who would miss a chance to hunt with Blade?
I'm flattered. Now meet me out by that creepy-ass church.
Tell me, Blade, have you found any other unusual creatures during your pursuit of the Barghest?
Seen a few birds hanging around the training yard, but I haven't decided if they're real yet.
Real? As opposed to...
I'm not sure. The way things operate around here, they could be an illusion, some kind of familiar, a robotic drone.
And what makes you so suspicious?
Just like this thing we're after. They don't smell right. It's like someone made what they thought a bird smelled like, without ever having smelled a bird.
I will have to take your word for it.
I can still smell it. That thing is out here somewhere. Damn thing got away again.
We may need some help.
Not so mysterious now, huh? We should head back. This place gives me the creeps. And that ain't easy to do. You coming?
Let us get out of here.
Shop class tonight. You free?
I am ready.
Right on. Wait, what's Tony doing here?
It's interesting how you solved the heat problem.
Is that a good interesting or a bad interesting?
Neither. It's just not what I would have done.
Right.
have no idea what's going on here. Parker didn't invite Tony, did he?
I can ask.
Okay, I'll hang tight.
Okay, before you ask, Tony kinda showed up and started talking.
When is the last time Tony Stark was booted from a club? It could be today.
As funny as that would be to record and post to Superlink, I'd rather recruit him than boot him. I don't know how to talk to rich people. Would you mind?
All right.
Thanks, Hunter.
What did Parker say?
Tony just showed up.
This is getting weirder and weirder.
Good weird or bad weird?
I mean, he's Tony Stark. Confirmed super genius? Why would he want to slum it with us?
Let me talk to Tony.
I'll follow your lead.
Hey, boss. Fancy meeting you here. I didn't picture you for the technical type. Wait, no, I'm seeing it. You're someone who's always appreciated horsepower.
What brings you here, Tony?
I couldn't sleep. Saw Parker slip off with a backpack full of gadgets. I was tired and bored, so I followed him here. You know, the only time I've seen the Hellride is when it's on fire. You think Robbie will let me poke around under the hood?
Shop class is open to you.
Well, that's nice, boss, but I don't plan to stay if I'm not welcome. Look, this isn't my thing, and I don't want to make it my thing. I'll stick around as long as Robbie and Parker are cool with it.
All right. We should ask them.
The two of you heard me, right?
Yeah.
Sure did.
So, what do you think? I'll be completely invisible.
Like Sue Storm?
Like a slightly taller Sue Storm.
Yeah, we're happy to have you. I mean, as long as the shop doesn't become a Stark subsidiary, I'm good.
Scout's honor.
Then welcome to shop class, Tony.
All right. You kids do your thing.
We have no big threats on the horizon, so today we're going to retool some of our gear.
No big threats? What about Lilith?
Shop class deals with known quantities. Lilith alters fundamental scientific principles just by existing. She's way out of our league. Besides, we have a ton of ideas in the backlog for these personal prototypes. It all depends on the components at hand. You already gave me the components. Those will come in handy. I'm ready to put this together. How about you?
I am ready.
Is that it for today?
I am ready to go.
So, Tony,
Thanks for giving Morbius a shot, Hunter. I hope I didn't abuse your trust. Sorry we didn't give you a heads up before. You know, about bringing a vampire into the Abbey. It all happened kind of fast.
Are you sure we can trust Morbius?
Yeah. Morbius has his demons, but he's a teddy bear. A snarly teddy bear. With fangs. But there's stuffing in there, somewhere.
This is not helping your argument.
What I'm trying to say is that Morbius has a good heart. And exceptionally good blood.
Good blood?
Yeah. Whatever Morbius did to transform his body infused the heme in his blood with curative properties. I'd love to help him study it further, if I ever have the time. Since we're fighting new breed vampires, we'd do well to have a living vampire in our corner.
Anything else on your mind?
What happens if Hydra successfully replicates Morbius's prototype sample?
Sunproof vampires seem like a bad idea for all involved.
Maybe not for the vampires.
For now, it's just a scary theory. Even if it works, there could be side effects, like new breed vampires bursting into flame upon contact with oxygen. Yeah, wishful thinking, but prototypes can be unpredictable. Just to ask Hank Pym about Ultron.
Thanks, Carol.
Catch you later.
Blade, are you actually comfortable with Morbius living here?
Comfortable? I'll never be comfortable around that monster. But if I'm being generous, he could be useful.
I am grateful to have another able warrior on our side.
You sound like Peter. Naive.
What exactly is your history with Morbius?
I don't like getting into that.
But the two of you have fought before. What makes you think we can trust him now?
I never said we could trust him. If that man loses control to his bloodthirst, I'll end him myself. But the vampires are using his experiments against us. We need him to clean up his own mess.
So Morbius is just a tool to you?
Call it whatever you want. I call it practical.
Blade warned me about Morbius, but I trust him. Checking in on me already, Hunter? I haven't had time to get into trouble.
You can never be sure.
I suppose. What can I do for you?
Never mind. I will let you settle in.
Happy to talk anytime.
Tony, what is your impression of Morbius?
Well, we've never actually met, but Strange talks highly of him.
I am uncomfortable inviting a vampire to live in the Abbey.
Hey, I know what you mean. Half the people on my board of directors are vampires. Not literal bloodsuckers, but they definitely try to sink their teeth into you. Or your pocketbook.
Maybe.
The guy's a freak, no doubt. But every genius is. You should have seen half my professors back at MIT. Or that Tony Stark guy who's always in the news. Well, if it makes you feel any better, I've read a few of Morbius's papers on DNA manipulation, and it's years ahead of anyone else. He could be a valuable asset.
So, you think we can trust him?
Well, I never said that. But he could be useful.
Stephen, have you worked with Morbius before?
Oh, yes. He is a formidable ally. He once assisted me in a battle against a Fear Lord from the Dream Dimension.
Fear Lords are powerful foes.
Yes, it was a boisterous battle, so I was pleased to have Morbius at my side. Undoubtedly, he will be a favorable ally against Lilith as well.
So you have no reservations about letting him stay in the Abbey?
None at all. As long as he doesn't grow too hungry, we'll all be fine.
Wait, what should we do if he gets hungry?
We should all be on guard.
Stephen, I need details.
As with any vampire, he could lose control and eat every one of us, but I do not think that will happen.
Hunter.
Hunter. Yes, dear? Until we speak again.